Hey, insight number 2. Yes, these are not, mistakes. There are mole removals. So if you want to know more about that, go watch insight number 1. But sorry about it. Sorry about scabby face. Just going to have to deal with it. Okay, we're in Genesis 24. So this is, we're looking at the qualities of Rebekah and what one of those we would like to have more of, or what of those can we recognize in ourselves. What of those would we like our children and our family members to, can we encourage them to have more of? Now, there's wonderful, wonderful women all throughout the scriptures and men that we could pull the qualities of. It just happens that Rebekah's in that story this week. And also, just a little bit about Rebekah, just to go back to in these verses, you'll see that, there was like gold and shekels paid to her family. That was no way paying for her. She had absolute freedom of choice whether she wanted to go or not. She was smart and confident and strong and an asset to the household, which is why there was compensation given for the loss of, that awesome help person and that household runner, because they would need to then probably hire someone else. I remember it's a long, long way. She's probably never going to go back there. They probably won't see her again. So it was a big decision for her, and I bet she prayed about it. I just feel that she would have been the one who prayed about it and knew, because she had that relationship with the Lord, even if she didn't always listen, and we'll get to that, but who knows, right? Okay, so 24, 16 through 28, it gives the account of where the servant encounters Rebekah and all those things that were told him that were going to happen, and he would know the woman because of these things that Isaac should marry happened. But the things that, yes, she was very fair. She was a virgin. It's a good start. Although, doesn't mean that much these days. You can still be virtuous without being a virgin. And it's just that she was just a good person. Like, there's lots of things here listed, and she had that hospitality code. She was from a good family, and often we ask these days, oh, what's your name? Oh, you're from that family. Oh, okay. And there shouldn't really be a judgment on the family, but there is. There's an expectation of certain families, because people know that they would be having family prayer. They would be doing Come Follow Me. They are the kind of family that gathers together often and happy, that they are a covenant living family. So that's what this was. These people were still following Christ. She had been brought up knowing these things. So that's why she was going to be a good wife for Isaac and bring up children who would keep on that Abrahamic covenant promise. So there's some amazing things in there, and she was excited about it too, that she actually ran to her father's house and said, I've got the servant coming that's from Abraham. Remember, he's your family. And just, excited. She was excited. Maybe she even knew this was going to happen. We don't know, right? Remember, there's a lot of things we don't know that are not in these accounts. And then in verses 55 to 60, I actually really like, because she was not bought off. They actually asked her in 58, will you go? And she's like, I will go. She had a choice. She wasn't like, you're going to go do this. And she's like, no, she had a choice. This was nothing about, forcing her into anything. I am going to read 60 though, because it's beautiful. And it said, and they blessed Rebekah and said unto her, thou art our sister. Be thou the mother of thousands of millions, and let thy seed possess the gate of those which hate them. Talking about baptism and getting into the Lord's kingdom. So that let your children possess that gate, have that ability. There's so much goodness in there. And then as you read through this, you're going to pick up that. And then 62 to 67, which I haven't covered, is just this beautiful love story of Isaac and Rebekah meeting, and just the, play the beautiful romantic music. That could be the whole movie there, right there. Beautiful romantic rom-com. But what qualities of Rebekah do you want to emulate, or more emulate? So, fair meaning beautiful. She was pure, independent, confident, generous, helpful, polite, and most important, a follower of Christ. There are many attributes here. Which one can you improve in yourself? Having and living Christ-like attributes brings peace into your life. So for all those ways that she was living, it brings peace into your life. Now, I can testify of that because I have lived without Christ-like attributes and been a complete nut up. And then I have lived with kindness and generosity and followed that hospitality code. And it's stressful at the beginning because for me, I lack control over other people and they're in my home, and I don't really like strangers in my home. I like my space. But then the joy and peace it brings from allowing that into your life is actually really beautiful. And now I love doing it. In fact, I want a bigger home, not to have a fancy home, but to have space for more guests should they need to come stay. So yeah, that hospitality code and living those Christ-like attributes actually does bring more peace into your life. Maybe not directly at first, like it's not the sudden thing. Sometimes maybe, but often no. It's going to be a process that you go through of changing in yourself, and then when you have those Christ-like attributes, or those attributes that Rebekah possessed, in more intensity, then you're going to feel that peace. It's pretty cool. Howard W. Hunter, he said, "We must know Christ better than we know him. We must remember him more often than we remember him, and we must serve him more valiantly than we serve him." Meaning that even him, as a prophet, could do better. We could all do better. We could all improve on something. Not one of these things are we perfect at. We could be better at all of them. I think for me, I still try to be more, probably more forgiving of other people's weaknesses, especially the ones I see in myself that really, they just irk me. I don't like laziness in people, and I find it very hard to help people who are lazy. That really gets me. Don't like laziness. Or, like their own stupidity that they keep tripping up on. That annoys me as well. People that continually do the same dumb things and then cry about the outcome, even though they know why they're in that situation. That I really find hard to have time for that. And yet I need to. If I'm going to be part of that hospitality code, part of that kindness, and part of expanding that Christ-like attribute, I need to. So that's what I'm working on. So what one do you like? What are you working on? Let us know, okay? Because it's interesting. What do you find here that you want to work on? There's so many things listed, and perhaps there's stuff there that none of the rest of us have seen that you might have seen. So let us know. All right, hang around. We're going to go talk about holding value to your blessings. We'll see you there.